Yeah, we start lessons with a Connect activity because it provides us an opportunity to engage the students, get them warmed up for the lesson. It's also about connecting with the learning that's gone before, so it's a bit about the bigger picture. So, you know, it's often said, no big picture, no jigsaw, and if a lesson is about putting together a jigsaw, you need to have that big picture. So the Connect activity is an opportunity to connect with learning that's gone before, and also what's going to come after. But it's also about making a connection between the teacher and the learners as well, and so that atmosphere and environment for learning can be created, and the relationship is built for the lesson as well. Your Connect activity can also connect with your homework, and quite often Connect activities can be used to sort of recap and find out what students have found in their homework and what difficulties they've found, and you know, a bit of assessment can go in there as well. It's not necessary to create a lot of resources for Connect activities. It's possible to have activities that are based on the resources that are in the room already, such as the brains that the students bring with them and your own brain. So you could be asking them questions like, you know, you could try hot seat challenges where you could get students to work it as a team or at a table, prepare answers to questions that you create at that time, at the beginning of the lesson. So it's not necessarily the case that you have to sort of create lots of resources. I think it does require a little bit of thought though, because you've got to ask good questions and you know, make sure that it's going to sort of engage them on a higher thinking level. The best starter activity will take them beyond mere identification and right-wrong answers, and it has to be something that's engaging the higher order thinking skills of evaluation. Questioning techniques are obviously therefore important to the Connect activity, and the ability to be able to chain the questions, start from fairly sort of basic knowledge-based identificatory questions up to sort of higher level and more analytical questions about what they actually think. And I suppose also, I mean, connected with that, I mean, good questioning will also encourage students to take a risk and to get them to, you know, offer thoughts rather than, you know, merely just right or wrong, which, you know, isn't necessarily engaging the higher thinking skills. Yes, you can use Connect activities elsewhere in the cycle. There's nothing particularly wrong, I think, with using Connect, you know, an activity that you might have chosen as a Connect, to use it to break up the lesson in the middle, perhaps. It might be a good way of recapping on something that they've done. But it's certainly very useful in the sort of review stage towards the end, because if you've chosen a Connect activity that for example, gets them to mind map all the sort of things that they already know about a subject. If they do that at the beginning of a lesson and then you get them to return to that mind map at the end and to do the same to add to that, then that gives the students a really good understanding of the distance that they've travelled during that lesson and that progress has been made. Although, I mean, I suppose there's a number of things I like to do. I mean, I teach politics and I teach history, and so I do like things like news quizzes. But it isn't necessarily the case that you have to teach politics in order to make use of these things. There's a particular activity which I call "Have I Got News for You?", where I put a headline up on the board with a word or two missing, and I get the students to guess what that word is. And some of them may know it, but it's good because it can be humorous. And if you get the students writing their ideas on a whiteboard, then everyone can have a go, and you can see pretty instantly if they hold the whiteboards up what they've come up with. And if you connect that with what you're going to teach that day, then you could then connect it with, you could then get them to elaborate on that topic by doing the mind map that I referred to earlier, and then coming back to that at the review phase at the end. So that's one of the reasons why I like that one in particular.